welcome to my quarantine kitchen, brought to you from my isolation station here in Connecticut. So I had a few requests from friends to do recipes that you could make ahead, freeze, and I also had a request for how to take what you have in your quarantine kitchen and really stretch it to the max and get the most benefit out of it. So I'm going to combine 2 in 1, and I'm going to show you how to take 1 package of ground meat and stretch it across 2 recipes, and I'm also going to show you how to stretch your wine. So we'll start with a cocktail. This is just a white wine spritzer. This is one of my favorite things for the summertime. It's so crisp and refreshing, and it's so easy. I have a bottle of white wine that I've chilled. I am going to fill the glass up halfway. I know none of you have ever heard me say that before, but we're gonna add some club soda. I have the lemon lime flavor. You can use any flavor, just plain seltzer is fine. Boom, that's it, and that's all. So let's move along and get started cooking. Okay, for the first of these 2 recipes, I'm going to show you how to make a really easy Santa Fe stuffed bell pepper. So I have already done the hard work for most of these. I've done 3 of them, and I just wanted to show you on the 4th pepper how we're gonna do this. I just chop the top all the way off and scoop out the seeds. After you've chopped off the top, save this, chop this up. Obviously you're not gonna wanna keep the stem. So you can chop up the rest of the bell pepper and use that in your saute. Now, we've got 4 bell peppers in here. I'm gonna go ahead and start my fire so we can get cooking. I'm gonna take 1/2 of a pack. I use ground turkey. You can always use ground beef. And just gonna put that right in to the pan. I have my pre-cut 1 onion and the remnants of the tops of the bell peppers. I'm just gonna dump that in and let those saute. And I have 1 clove of garlic going in. And we're just gonna cook that for a little bit. All the ingredients in the pan, we're just gonna saute this a little bit until the meat gets brown. The vegetables will get a little translucent. And then I'll tell you about the spices going in. I'll see you in a second. So we're gonna go ahead and add in the other ingredients. This is just a very simple spice mixture. I will give you the entire recipe in the comments below, but we've got cumin, chili powder, salt, pepper. That's it. Black beans, I'm gonna pour 1 can in. I've already drained those and rinsed them. And just gonna dump those right in. And then 1 can of diced tomatoes with green chilies. Some people call them Rotel. I call them store brand because they're cheaper. So we're gonna go ahead and put those in, and I include the juice. I did not drain these. The rice is gonna need a little bit of juice once we get going. All right, 1 cup of brown rice. And you can always use more, y'all. It's all about stretching it out and making stuff go further. So rice is a good filler. And then in my freezer, I had a bag of fire roasted corn that was frozen. You can use canned corn, you can use frozen corn, you can use fire roasted canned corn. Whatever you have on hand is gonna work just fine. This is about 1 cup, and I'm gonna dump that right in. Y'all, this is my grandma's measuring cup. I've had this. My grandmother lived to be 100 years old. She was the first person that let me cook in her kitchen. And every time I use this thing is so beat up. Every time I use it, I think about her. And I'm actually gonna use this to scoop the filling in to the peppers. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the stove off. If the meat is not completely done, that's okay. It's gonna be cooking for almost an hour in the oven. I'll grab up a scoop, pour it in, and y'all, that's it. I'm gonna put the tin foil on top in just a second. We're gonna pop it in the oven, 350 degrees for 30 minutes. And I'll see you guys back in just a second. Hey y'all, welcome back. I've got the peppers in the oven. Now we're gonna just go ahead and put together this meatloaf. This is so simple, so easy, but I gotta get my hands dirty. So I hope you guys are ready for it. I hope you guys washed your hands already. Okay, so I've got 1 onion and 1 clove of garlic already in the bowl. I'm gonna grab the other half of this pack of ground turkey and just kind of dump it all in there. All right, to that I'm gonna add some ingredients that are going to be fillers and help to stretch this meat, make it go a little further. This is 1/2 cup of oatmeal, 1/4 a cup of Parmesan cheese, because cheese is good on everything. Argue with me about it, I dare you. And then in this bowl, I've got a mixture of 2 really weird things. I've got 1/2 cup of that brown rice that we cooked to stuff the peppers with, and I have 1 cup of leftover vegetables that I put in the food processor. So I had broccoli and cauliflower that I roasted for dinner, and I had leftovers. So I just put them in the food processor and blended it up, and it made about 1 cup. So you could really use anything you have, any leftover mushrooms, any kind of vegetable that you have. It processes down to the point that it just melts right in with the turkey. Your family's never gonna know that they're eating a pile of vegetables. So, all right, into the bowl, we're gonna dump all this. And then we need our seasonings, right? So this could not be easier. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper. And then I'm going to grab the Worcestershire sauce because it gives it this really nice deep flavor. My grandma's measuring spoons too, they match that beat up old cup I was using earlier. I love to use these. All right, into this we're gonna put 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Now, there's not a lot of seasonings going in here because we're gonna make a delicious sauce for these in just a minute, and it's gonna add a lot more flavor. So into this we go, and y'all, now it's just getting your hands dirty. So we're just gonna mush it all together. Oh, I forgot. 1 egg, almost left the egg out. This is what holds it all together. Don't forget the egg. All right, now we go. And then, so if you're gonna freeze these, you can actually freeze the sauce too, but just don't put them on the meatloaf until you get ready to warm them back up. So I usually cook my meatloaf muffins, put them in a Ziploc bag, and make the sauce and put it in a separate, smaller Ziploc bag and put it down inside there so I know what it is, and have it all, it's all ready to roll when I need it. Here we go. You ball it up and drop it down in there. I'm gonna take a quick break, wash my hands, clean the counter, and get all this nasty poultry juice off the counters, and then we'll make our sauce for the meatloaf. All right, guys. Let me show you the good stuff. That's what they look like in the muffin tins. Okay, guys, give me just a second to clean up, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Back to the sauce. The easiest thing to use for me is a large measuring cup because I can measure and stir up everything and not mess up another bowl. So I have 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar, and it's packed, and that's how you measure brown sugar. You make sure it's packed in there. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce this time. And you guys remember the sauce we made in episode 1? I put some in a mason jar and held it in the refrigerator because I knew I was going to be needing it for something delicious like this. And of course, this is perfectly seasoned already. So I'm just gonna look, we're gonna put 1/2 of a cup of the sauce. And any spaghetti sauce will do. And if you just wanna use canned tomato sauce, that's fine too. And then we're gonna use 1/4 of a cup of tomato ketchup. I'm gonna go ahead and stir this, and you guys, you can add anything to this depending on your taste. If you want to add just a splash of red wine, balsamic vinegar, anything like that, it just depends on your taste. I'm going just a little bit bland because we have a child here, and some of those strong flavors like the balsamic probably wouldn't agree with his palate just yet. So that's it. The sauce can go on halfway through the cooking process if you'd like the brown sugar to caramelize, which is my favorite. I pour it on just about halfway through. It does make a mess in your muffin tins, but it's delicious in your mouth. Or you can wait until the end, take them out, and pour this on at the very end. Either way, it's up to you. So guys, that's it for today. We've taken 1 pack of ground meat and stretched it across 2 different meals. So I hope this was helpful to you. And look, any way that you can make a bottle of wine go further these days, it's great, right? So thank you guys so much. Stay safe, stay well, wash your damn hands.